Hello there, Trent. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today I have a Lucian self-sacrifice deck that is meant to be an anti-control list, even though it is with Shadow Isles and Hecarim. Now, I think I have to explain myself here because a lot of you are going to be going like, okay, you're playing Shadow Isles with Hecarim, and you dare to say you're playing an anti-meta deck. And I'm going to reply to that by saying yes. Listen to me. Hear me out, okay? Yes, we are playing 3 copies of Hecarim, but the reality is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you're playing Shadow Isles and Hecarim fits your deck and makes your deck better, because he actually inherently synergizes with a lot of things you're doing to begin with, then you don't have to follow this moral obligation to not run the champion because he is inherently broken right now, right? Hecarim needs to be nerfed. Hecarim will be nerfed. That is 100% guaranteed. If you do not believe Hecarim will be nerfed in the near future, you are just wrong. You are being naive. He will definitely be nerfed, but I am not going to give you guys a worse version of an archetype just because it includes a champion that I'm pretty sure a lot of you are tired of seeing at this point. Okay, so hopefully I explained myself properly there. I don't feel like I need to justify myself, but you know, I do call this an anti-meta deck, and a lot of you may still be wondering why I say this when I'm playing Shadow Isles, and I'm going to explain that now. This is an anti-meta deck because this deck is meant to capitalize and basically farm the abundance of control decks in the ladder right now. In Masters rank, I face a lot of control, and I'm pretty sure in lower ranks this is happening as well. There's Warmother control, there's Karma, Shadow Isles, Ionia control with the Enlightenment, there's Heimerdinger, Karma control, and then there's Ezreal late game burst, which is also a control deck as well. These 4 decks are top tier, they're super prevalent, and they're the majority of the metagame right now, alongside some aggro decks and Shadow Isles fearsomes and all that stuff, right? So because there's such a prevalence of these greedy late game reactive decks, we designed the deck to capitalize on their reactive strategy and nature to really apply pressure and outvalue them through the likes of the Undying. We have a self-sacrifice, aka if you're from MTG aristocrat themed deck here, in which we are benefiting from sacrificing our own units as we're getting endless value out of cards of the Undying or getting really powerful tempo through Cursed Keeper. And through these self-sacrificing synergies, we're also enabling us to level up Lucian, which is an absolute beast in this deck. So with cards with last breath effects such as Cursed Keeper and the Undying, and enablers such as Chronicler of Ruin and the likes of Ravenous Butcher, we have a strategy that's been, you know, running around for a while. This is the first deck that I featured on the channel, by the way. This archetype, I mean, the Undying archetype is my first video regarding Runeterra on YouTube. But this is the much upgraded version. Like, we're running a full set of Mark of the Owls, which is also a broken card that needs to be fixed in my opinion, but happens to work really well in this deck because we can apply it onto the Undying, get a huge hit off on our opponent, and then have the Undying die, because that's what we want to do, because every time he resurrects, he gets +1/+1 stats, which, you know, goes a long way. And overall, it's a really, really strong, highly synergistic build that is very efficient, because the thing about the Undying is he never goes away. So unless you're facing a Demacia-based control list with Purify, or, you know, they have Will of Ionia, which you can counter with Glimpse Beyond, they can't really ever get rid of this thing. And it'll keep coming back stronger and stronger as they try to board wipe you, and then they don't realize that they're kind of screwed, because this thing keeps coming, we multiply it with Chronicler of Ruin, and we just overwhelm them. And it's a very neat way to capitalize on these reactive decks, and this deck got me to top 100 in Masters super easily, honestly. I only played it for like 3 hours. If I kept going, I probably could have, you know, even potentially reach top 10 with this. Like, this deck is that solid. It's very competitive, and it felt really good. I lost very few games, and I just switched over to another archetype that I'll be featuring tomorrow that is more interesting to me right now, which is the Crimson archetype. And I've been putting a lot of work into that, trying to figure out the best build. It's taken me quite some time to, you know, actually crack the puzzle with that one, more so than with this deck, as the cards, you know, require more specific synergy going on, and distributions are not as clear, right? But that's a deck that you can expect tomorrow, and that's the reason why I did not play like the entire stream with this deck. But the 3 hours that I did play with it, it just blew everybody back. Like, we won the vast majority of the control matchups, and the deck did what it was intended to do. So if you want a, new, even though it's Shadow Isles, if you like Shadow Isles and you want a different sort of like competitive deck to climb with, I highly recommend this one. So why Lucian here? Lucian has a level up requirement of seeing 4 or more allies die, or Senna herself. When Lucian levels up, he gets double attack, which can be brutal, and the first time an ally dies each round, you rally, which is an incredibly powerful effect. So Lucian on his own is a very solid 2-drop. 2 mana 3/2 with quick attack is really good, but on top of that, he applies a lot of pressure. He's super menacing with this build because of all of our self-sacrificing synergies and effects with Butcher, Glimpse Beyond, Chronicle of Ruin, etc. We can very easily eventually level up Lucian, but we're also running 2 copies of Senna to enable that to happen immediately. And you're going to see that in today's gameplay really come into play. So once we level up Lucian, every time we sacrifice a unit or it dies, we rally again, which means we can potentially get multiple attacks with our Undying. And that's when this sort of tactic becomes absolutely devastating for the opponent. We have a total of 3 Vile Feast and 2 Withering Wails to mitigate the aggressive matchups, as because the Undying is fantastic against control and the really good proactive sort of play, he also is one of the worst defensive cards in the game. Can't block, so it can't really do anything defensively speaking. Therefore, we need to make sure that we don't get run over by these Piltover Nox's really high tempo aggressive decks. So 2 copies of Withering Wail and 3 Vile Feast alongside Curse Keeper with Butcher for some good early game tempo that can lead to some solid defense has proven to be enough for me to be able to win those matchups. Triple Black Spear is absolutely outstanding. One-shots Heimerdinger, one-shots Karma. One-shots a lot of things for just 2 mana and is super easy to enable in this deck. As we're Shadow Owls, we have excellent early game removal. We have excellent early game potential tempo with Curse Keeper and Butcher. And then as the match progresses, we are playing Hecarim. Hecarim's Spectral Riders being ephemeral and dying enables us to potentially level up Lucian, also triggering the Black Spear as well. And overall, it's just a broken 6 mana champion that we're going to be playing in this deck because it just works really well and it makes the deck better. And then when it comes to for our late game, we have a one-off of each of these. We have 1 Vengeance, 1 Rasa, 1 Commander Ledros, and 1 Ruination. Very key, very powerful cards in specific scenarios, but also cards that I don't want to be drawing multiple copies of in the early game, which is why we're running them as a one-off each. And that is the deck list right there. Also, shoutouts to Atrocity. I am a believer that Atrocity should be a one-off in any Shadow Isles deck, especially in this metagame, as it does give you good reach and an ability to bypass and tricky lethal Ezreal players, for example. I feel like this card is really solid as a one-off, and I don't see any reason not to run it, especially in this deck in which we have the likes of the Undying, right? And that's the deck list right there. Also, Vanguard Redeemer, really good with this deck for obvious reasons. We sacrifice our creatures, we play her, and we draw more units, which can be really key. Another Undying, a Lucian that can turn into a rally effect, or a Hecarim, Chronicler of Ruin, etc. And that's the deck list right there. Very, very fun deck, very powerful deck at that. I highly recommend you guys try this out if you are a fan of the Shadow Isles region. I know a lot of you complain about Shadow Isles. You've seen it a lot. The reality is, despite some broken cards like Mark of the Owls and Hecarim, it's just a really strong, well-designed region. Yes, well-designed. It provides you with many different viable archetypes, and it's really a step up ahead from the rest of the regions, in my opinion. And they could do some buffing in other regions to catch up with Shadow Isles, because I think from a design standpoint, this region is just, there's a reason why it's so popular. It's just really fun to play. It gives you many different options regarding deck building. And overall, it's just really solid. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay that I got for you today. Some good Lucian action. Lucian really puts in the work with this, and it's just a really good champion, man. I overlooked him for a while, but he is super legit. I think you guys will enjoy the game. So I'm going to stop talking. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Leave a like and subscribe and all that stuff. It is free. Free is good, and it helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. This hand is a little bit weird. I like the Black Spear, I like the Chronicle of Ruin, but I think I want to mulligan everything to try to find. Okay, this looks much better. We're lacking like a Curse Keeper or an Undying, but barring that, we got good stuff here. Only like 3 cowards countering his deck. It's probably stronger than it seems. because you pretty much auto lose if you don't draw hard removal. I still think it's a horrible deck because, I mean, horrible is a strong word. It's not a horrible deck. It's a cool deck, but it's pretty bad because it kind of like it auto loses versus control. I feel like he's running deny, sure, but the 6 mana, like that sort of like greedy type of play is not something that you go for in this metagame where like there's so many karma running around, there's so many like there's just so much control, right? So if you have a strategy like that that's like, you know, it feeds on like creature-based strategies like ours, right? But I don't think it's a good meta call, and it's a reason. There's a reason why he was like at rank 300 and something with it, right? It's not the right deck for this meta. Do I?
This is mercy.
I'm gonna attack here. I don't want to reveal my, because he could have like a skitter or something. So I think getting my hit off first is important, because then I can drop the Undying and play the Butcher on it, right? Yeah, see, there you go. There you go, exactly. And now we reveal the fact that we do indeed have a blocker for that. So I think attacking here was right.
Keep quiet.
All right. Yeah, leveling up Lucian is not difficult at all with this deck. Lucian is great in this deck, man. I'll bring them peace!
I'll bring them peace.
We go super ghetto mode. Ghetto mode engaged. We're gonna start pumping at him.
This is mercy.
This is mercy. Mark of the Owls. Okay, that's fine. We could relentless pursuit him. Why not? Seriously, why not? Why the hell not? Oh, we're going for it. Black Spear. Okay.
This fight isn't over.
We're still looking at. We're still looking at good damage here, like 6 more damage. Or just straight into that. That does not feel good to block into that. So we can just clear his board here. I think that was a fine relentless pursuit. I think that was good. Ooh.
The shadow approaches.
We're gonna take a bit hit here. But we are threatening lethal. This Black Spear will enable us to trade into that. We take that out. And right now we have lethal on board, which means my opponent has to do something about this. In a pinch, I can even use Vile Feast on my own Curse Keeper. If we see another Hecarim, then we go for the Vile Feast on our own Curse Keeper. We used it as a blocker, and even if he does have Mark of the Isles, like Hecarim into Mark of the Isles, we will survive.
Send me to battle.
Actually, no, we don't need to Vile Feast. Okay, so we can just Butcher, right? We just Butcher. With Butcher, we get an extra blocker too. Yeah, of course. I was thinking about this before I drew Butcher, but Butcher's just better. Butcher just stops the that, and then Rasa will win the game for us. No, we're gonna play around double Mark of the Owls. Because right now, 3 damage, double Mark of the Owls is 9. So we're gonna play around that. No, though, to be fair, we don't lose to Mark of the Owls here. We don't lose to double Mark of the Owls here because we do have Vile Feast. So if he double Mark of the Owls, he's trading 10 damage, we Vile Feast, and we live on 1. So we just do this. Nerfed? I don't know what that means. Checkmate.
Come closer. I don't bite.
There's no way it doesn't kill, right? Like, come on. Come on now. I don't know. So used to like grabbing my water bottle from below that I just like, take it like this. Everything else feels solid. I'm taking the Vile Feast away, but we do have the Curse Keeper with the Butcher, and we have the Chronicler of Ruin as well. We got a full Shadow Owls board going on here.
These old eyes
So see far and clear.
Oh yes, she does love visitors.
In Avarosa's name.
That's pretty neat. I don't want to play into Archer, so I'm going to attack directly. He has a good block here with the Sentry onto the Butcher, but I'll give him that. Honestly, I really want to push for damage here.
Look out for Reavers. Ready the torches.
Sure.
Light the signal fire. You can see the Demastian border from here.
Yes.
Got another Curse Keeper with the Chronicler of Ruin here. It's looking really
Safeguard
nice.
our homes.
I mean, I'd rather just block this into this. Prevent damage is we're facing an Ezreal deck, and that trade is likely to happen anyways, and just go with this.
You weren't always this way. History of anguish.
Okay, that is absolutely ridiculous.
We weren't expecting callers.
That is actually ridiculous. I guess we're taking. My God, that's disgusting.
There's a chill in the air.
Yeah, I think we just lose to Elnux here.
Ways to find me mushrooms.
We just lose to Elnux because that turn 5 play is just off the charts. Well, at least, you know. That ruination was really key, but that's honestly frustrating.
Hear that? Can't afford to miss.
I'm gonna play Rasa immediately. Even though we could wait, I don't really, because he may just.
Not and ready.
I could have waited, but I wanted to make sure I.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it. Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Maybe I could have waited with the Rasa. I probably should have waited. I got impatient.
Firing.
Should I play Ladros here? I dropped him down to 4. I think I may just want to attack first. Force some trades, right, and then go for the Black Sphere.
My life for Avarosa.
No way. Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform. Pay debt.
Alright, so I could just Ravenous Butcher here, but I can always do that afterwards. I'm gonna direct an attack first.
Excuse you.
Frostbite. What unit can we draw here? Yeah, I probably jumped the gun with Rasa.
There's a scent in the air. Gotcha.
I must end this madness before I lose myself. Winter, take you.
I still have 2 blockers.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day. Arr, arr.
My life is lost, but not my purpose.
We bait in the attack here. We go for the Withering Whale.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
I can play the Undying. I can do that. I think that's fine. Though I could have also searched for like an like I could have found like a Black Spear. Should have helped me eliminate that. Yeah, this is a bad play actually. This is a bad play because it doesn't really make a difference. Like two attack from 3 is, yeah. I should have gone for the Glimpse Beyond beforehand. Though I do like that atrocity. I do love that atrocity. If he finds an Ezreal here, he could have me. So I feel like I have to play you first. Instead of playing Hecarim, I gotta do you.
Remember the fallen.
Just in case he plays an Ezreal now and he just kills me before I get to kill him with Hecarim. I think this is smarter. This is better. Right now we're representing lethal. Like he has to do something about this. I think this is right. This is the right play. You guys thought, why didn't you go for atrocity there? Because he could have more removal. He could have more removal, so I want to make sure that I wait. Alright. Again, we're navigating around this. Because now we get to play this. And we have atrocity backup. Yeah. We don't have to throw this until, like, we're not at risk. Until we're at risk of dying, we're under no pressure to play this.
They don't know what they're up against. Don't blink, or you miss me.
Oh, I like that sinister background though. I'm pretty happy with how I played that towards the later portion of the game. Like I said, I didn't want to open. You don't need to open yourself up. Like if I go for atrocity premeditated, he could have just get excited in my unit, and there goes my win condition. I was waiting for him to play Ezreal, and once he goes Ezreal, because he's already played all of his rooms, because he's lost patience, I wasn't afraid of that, right? If he kept those shrooms in his hand, then I probably would have gone for the play earlier. But when he dropped Ezreal, if I was somehow lower and he goes like Mystic Shot to get excited, I can react with Atrocity and kill him before he kills me. I think I executed that well. Though the Elnuks were pretty damn tilting, but that Runation saved us. Like that Runation went a long way. So Warmother control. We don't need Hecarim in our opening hand. We're lacking. I do like the Butcher to apply early pressure, but I also do like the Chronicler. I think Chronicler of Ruin is more important here. I'm actually gonna mulligan like this. I think Chronicler of Ruin is absolutely crucial. Because once we find our Undying, like getting multiple copies of Undying is really backbreaking for the Warmother control player. This is a bit of a, this is a clunky hand. Like I have most of my Demacia cards. I have 6 Demacia cards in this deck, and I have like in my hand. All right, push back the darkness. Lucian is just a good 2-drop, honestly. Like on his own, a 2 mana 3/2 with quick attack is really neat.
No room for doubt.
These Vanguard Redeemers are really good here, though, because they can make it easier for us to draw into the Undying. Oh wow! I'll take it.
Remember the fallen.
There's your boy. There's your boy. Attack first. And now we Chronicler of Ruin.
Husks in my wake. There's a chill in the air. Slaughter the living. Long way from home.
Today we turn the tide of war.
Let's get those shoes.
I could play Hecarim. I mean, I should. Should I play Hecarim? I don't think so, actually. Because I want to go with this, yeah. That's.
We will not hesitate.
Bring in the heat. This morsel.
That's risky. That's risky, buddy. What is this? All right, sure. Three, 4, 5, 7, 8. So he's gonna be able to Ruination next turn, which means we're gonna do. Actually, we can't do this. I just realized we can't do this. We don't have space on the board, which is a bit annoying. So we're just gonna drop. Do we play the Hecarim at this point? I don't think we do. I think we pass. We force our opponents to do something here. And I like the Lucian draw because this is a pretty a rather non-committal play. Though I think that if he passes, we pass back and apply pressure here. That's great.
Push back the darkness.
If he goes for another avalanche, like we could be playing for another avalanche here. Okay, or that.
No.
But playing the Lucian there is really neat.
No place for the kind.
They'll learn to fear me.
You sure about that, buddy? You sure about that? Who said that Lucian never leveled up?
I'll bring them peace.
Somebody in the chat said that Lucian was never gonna level up in this deck.
This is mercy.
Ruination seems odd in an aggro deck. We're not an aggro deck though. We're far from an aggro deck. Ooh, that's sexy. I think we dropped the Vile Feast to keep everything else. Oh, there.
We weren't expecting callers.
Tilted 2211. I don't think he ever takes that trade there.
For the try me. Nothing to hold me back.
I like this hand for this scenario. Okay, that's pretty disgusting.
You weren't always this way. Stop me.
I knew, and
Now I am. Interesting.
I've got your back.
I can't play into a judgment. I cannot.
Strike quickly. On guard.
Strike hard, strike fast.
Right. This Fiora is getting really annoying.
Nothing alive.
The fear of judgment is real. I don't really have anything to deal with this right now. I should have no I shouldn't have not.
Thirst for slaughter.
Do I just attack here? God damn it. I don't want to just dive into a judgment. I
my
don't
wisdom is now my
I don't have an answer.
strength from within.
Try me. Two down.
The Order rewards its faithful.
Can't handle this Fiora.
My shield is yours. Remember the fallen.
Step lightly.
Night falls.
On guard. Try me. On guard. Try me.
I'm trying to thin my deck out of cards so that I can see if I can draw into yeah, this would have been a vengeance. This would have been a vengeance if it wasn't the rekindler. Alright, I'm gonna concede here. We couldn't handle Fiora. He had all the means. Like double standalone is pretty insane. And then from that point onwards, he had all the answers. I mean, we have good interaction in this deck, but maybe we need a little bit more. I think Rekindler is still too greedy. I'm gonna go back to Vengeance. I'm gonna keep Senna, but I'm gonna go back to Vengeance. I feel like that one Vengeance is absolutely crucial for scenarios like this, right? Do you really need 3 Hecarim's? Yes. I think that's a great example of you focusing on just one match and just coming to a conclusion based on one game. That's just highly, just not the way to approach things, man. Just because I had a Hecarim's in that game doesn't mean Hecarim is okay. I think I made my point clear. All right, let's drop this.
Nothing like the great outdoors. Swiftly. Top catch.
This could be bad trip. And the best tactic against bad trip is to be aggressive. Mystic shot. I could have gone for Mark of the Owls, but I feel like I can wait for that a little bit. I mean, Mark of the Owls would have enabled me to push like pretty insane amounts of damage, right? So maybe I should have done it.
I'll scout ahead. Did you roll this?
Is Undying? I don't think Undying is what I need to do here. But then again, I want to have a play with... Yeah, let's go Undying.
No place for the kind.
Vandal scouts are never afraid.
I think we can use this to push damage now, right? Like, this is a big deal. This allows us to push 8 damage. Teemo. Oh, Teemo. Teemo! I'm sorry, Teemo! You forced me! You forced my hand! Ooh. Ooh.
There's a chill in the air. I've always got your back.
Don't worry about me.
I mean, is there a reason not to play Hecarim here? No.
The shadow approaches.
I'm sorry, Teemo. Such a stupid deck, fucking Riot with this green shit. Round 4 in Half-Life. Somebody's mad. Somebody does not like Shadow Owls. Yeah, I feel you, mate. I just found the way you worded it like pretty funny. Let's keep it like this. How do you explain Senna? Doesn't she level up? Senna doesn't level up. She just upgrades. She's not a champion in this game. I could play Lucian here, but I'd rather have, you know, the nuts turn here. Lucian is a trap because, especially in this matchup, like a Mystic Shot is very likely, or a Thermogenic Beam. But this, like, turn 2.
What you looking for?
Butcher onto this is super strong.
Don't be calling no enforcers. Calling no enforcers.
Thermo. Double mystic shot. That feels good. That just feels good, man. That just feels great. I'm not gonna play the Butcher now, though. I'm actually gonna attack with the Undying first. Or I could do this. No. I'm gonna attack with the Undying. Gonna knock that out.
Our ancestors are watching.
Gonna play Redeemer. That looks neat. We got the duel here.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
We're gonna play Senna first because it's less spooky. You know what? I'm gonna do this.
Frown too much, and your face will stay like that.
Unlike you around.
I'm sorry, Lucian, but she's gonna die. She's a ghost zombie. She's a dead girl walking. Sorry, buddy. Say goodbye. Senna!
Peace.
Okay.
Injustice.
Yes, again.
I'm worried about him reacting to this. I'm gonna play you.
We weren't expecting callers. Don't get in my way.
You weren't always this way.
Round and round it goes. Advancing collective knowledge.
Does he not know about the Does he not know about the double attack? No way, right? Oh, alright.
Yes, again.
I want to enable the Rasa, but realistically speaking, how good is that? When we can probably just lead off with an attack here. We can drop the Lucian and then we can go for the Glimpse Beyond. Stack first.
interesting solution.
We can really bait that then here. Yeah, that open attack was neat considering he just dived into it.
Round and round it goes.
No deny. That okay. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Holy shit. That's fantastic. Oh, school Rasa coming through. Coming through. I forgot about you. I forgot you existed. Okay. Whoo! All right. All right.
Push back the dark.
Push back the darkness. You have no board wife, son. Huh! You're fucked! Lucian for the win, bitch! GG, brother. Got him! Got him! Oh, that was one hell of a game. I like that one. Oh, that was slick. Dude, Lucian! Lucian's a fun card, man.